Welcome to Ask the Expert. I'm your host, Robin Berardini. Our producer, Mike DeWald, live in studio with Dr. Walter Tom, Medical Director for the Aesthetic Laser and Vein Centers of the North Bay, Napa, First Street, and beautiful Stony Lakes in Santa Rosa. Dr. Tom, welcome.
Thank you, Robin.
Now, you were not here for a week because apparently the National Society of Cosmetic Physicians wanted you to be the moderator for an event that they had. Is that true?
That was very true. I was honored to be invited to moderate this great educational society for cosmetic doctors.
Tell me a little bit about what the society does for you physicians.
Well, the National Society of Cosmetic Physicians was created to offer cosmetic education, both medical and surgical, to physicians without barriers. So it's cosmetic education without barriers.
Nice. I like that.
You like that?
Well, it's open-mindedness. That's what the first thing that comes to my mind, you know.
Right. You know, medicine, unfortunately, we'd like to think it's just perfect, but sometimes business gets in the way and there are turf battles, like only one specialty should do this and another specialty should do that. And the beauty of the National Society of Cosmetic Physicians is that they look beyond the specialties, and we have representation of all specialties in this group, to really be able to train physicians who are interested in cosmetic medicine and surgery so that they become knowledgeable and that they do a good job. And ultimately, it's going to be what's best for our patients.
It sounds like a great organization.
It really is. I'm very proud to be part of that.
And they asked you,
organization.
I would imagine, and they must think highly of you because they're asking you to be the moderator of such an event. What did you take away this time from this particular event?
Well, one of the nice things about being the moderator was that I actually sat and listened to all of the lectures.
Right.
And I was very focused on what everybody had to say, and I was amazed at sort of the breadth of knowledge of the speakers that came. I also spoke on a few items myself.
Oh, did you?
Right.
Interesting.
And so that I enjoyed doing that as well. But was the willingness to sort of share our knowledge. And as I mentioned before, we had plastic surgeons, we had cosmetic surgeons, we had ear, nose, and throat physicians who presented, as well as some dermatologists, so cosmetic dermatologists. So it was really nice to sort of bring a whole large array of specialty types, core types, to be able to share their knowledge.
You're listening to News Talk 1350 KSRO, live in studio with Dr. Walter Tom, Medical Director for the Aesthetic Laser and Vein Centers of the North Bay. Welcome back, Dr. Tom.
Thank you, Robin.
You were just at the National Society of Cosmetic Physicians. You were the moderator for that. And I think from previously talking to you and whatnot, haven't they come to Santa Rosa for certain things?
They have, actually, and it helped. I feel I have a lot of loyalty, if you will, or gratitude to the National Society of Cosmetic Physicians, because even though I had 20-plus years of tremendous surgical experience, general vascular surgery, cancer surgery, trauma surgery, transplant surgery, and even though I've assisted a lot with plastic surgeons on reconstructions of breast cancer patients and so forth, it was really nice to have a conduit, again, cosmetic education without barriers, where I could go and I could learn laser liposuction, where I could go and learn breast augmentation, which now we offer completely under local anesthesia, which I love. It's a fantastic technique, and be able to share sort of the knowledge amongst your peers. So it was a conduit for me to do this, and something we call CMEs, or continuing medical education units, which are important, you need for your licensing.
I would think that it's great, just not for licensing, but just knowledge in general. It must change so quickly, Dr. Tom.
It changes very quickly. So I, in turn, have been able to offer that to physicians from around the country. We've had people that have come from New Jersey, from Maui, which was kind of neat, Atlanta. We've had physicians who've come from all over and have come down or come up or around to Santa Rosa, and we've trained them on laser liposuction. We've trained them on facial fat grafting, on our laser vein techniques, which have replaced stripping. So we've taught a lot of different techniques to our colleagues as well. And you know, when they come and learn from us, I learn just as much from them as
The
anybody
teacher
who teaches
does, right.
understands that we learn just as much from the students.
What a great opportunity for everybody involved.
It is, and
a great
that's why
honor.
I'm really proud to be part of that organization.
Wonderful. It sounds like an amazing event that you. How often do they have these kinds of workshops?
This is annual,
Perfect.
and it is very it's very enlightening. We as we talked about, there was a lot on fat, and I kind of mentioned how
Yeah.
passionate I felt about it. I have to say
Now,
that
why?
Okay, well, I stole that a little bit from one of my colleagues, a Dr. Mario Diana, who
Okay.
is in San Antonio, Texas. Fantastic. He's a plastic surgeon. He's been involved with fat transfer. He's actually very involved with fat transfer to the breast for breast augmentation. And I think that's a real interesting technique.
Yes.
He's a very knowledgeable fellow, actually from Italy, but now American San Antonio plastic surgeon. And it was very nice to listen to him. I mentioned one of the other speakers, Dr. Blom. They both felt passionate about fat as I do because, one, it's great for cosmetics, filling in defects, enhancing an area like maybe the derriere, okay, as they say.
The Brazilian butt
for
lift
the
back again.
For the Brazilian butt lift, exactly, or in the face where we've lost volume in our face. I actually gave a lecture on facial fat grafting, which was very well received. And, of course, we've talked about that in previous shows. I'm extremely passionate about.
You love that.
I love it because it's such a natural look for our patients, and they don't have that so-called, quote, plastic pulled back look.
So many things that you've learned at this annual
It's
meeting.
really been great. National Society of Cosmetic Physicians.
Thank you so much for sharing today. I know there's more in there. Maybe another show?
Thank you, Robin.
Okay. See you next week on Ask the Expert with Dr. Walter Tom on News Talk 1350 KSRO.